the whole thing. This is the mouth, right? This is the lips. This is the oral cavity. So the food goes in here. Okay, and then it's a bowls of food, and the chewing of food is called mastication. So in your theoretical, you might be asked, that's the correct term. It's called mastication. And the food is called the bowls of food. And it goes down. This is the pharynx, and it goes down to the esophagus. Okay, this is the esophagus, and then it goes into the stomach. But before it goes into the stomach, there is called a cardiac sphincter. Okay, there's two sphincters, the cardiac and the pyloric sphincter. Okay, so this is the cardiac between the esophagus and the stomach. Have you ever heard of GERD, like the gastroesophageal reflux, like the acidity that you feel like when you're acidic? It's because of the sphincters, it's not really closing and the acid goes up to your esophagus. So that's the cardiac sphincter. That means this is the cardia, because that's the nearest part of the stomach to the heart. Okay, and the highest part of the stomach that's close to the diaphragm, can you imagine the diaphragm here? It's called the fundus. The whole thing is the body, right? And this would be the pylorus. Okay. Still on a break, huh?
We're still trying to get rid of all the information from the last chapter.
So this is the pylorus, and then this is the pyloric sphincter. Okay, cardia, remember? Cardiac sphincter, the cardia, the fundus. The whole thing is the body. Pyloric sphincter. Okay. And then it goes down. This one, yeah. The lower esophageal sphincter.
I think that's the lower.
Yeah. It's called the cardiac.
But where's the upper one?
The upper one will be here. But they don't usually put it here because it's not, I don't know, they never showed us the upper. It's always just the lower sphincter, which is the cardiac sphincter. Okay. What else? That's the same name, okay, just in case you're wondering. The lower esophageal sphincter is also the cardiac sphincter. What else? Then it goes down the duodenum. The duodenum is the C-shaped organ. C-shaped, okay, small intestines. That's the first part of the intestines. To remember the three parts of the intestine, try to remember DJI, don't jump in. Duodenum, jejunum, ileum, don't jump in. So, duodenum is the C shape, and it sandwiches the pancreas. If you can imagine this is the spleen, and the duodenum is C shape, right? In between is the pancreas. So you can remember. And the most important part of the duodenum is this, because it receives the digestive enzymes, which is the sphincter of Odie. You know Garfield and Friends? The dog. Odie. Anyway. The Garfield, this is called the sphincter of Odie. And it is actually...
In the book they call it the hypogastric or something like that.
Hepatopancreatic sphincter. Yeah, it's either the sphincter of Odie or the hepatopancreatic sphincter, which is, anyway, whichever you want. So is the Odie that makes sense to me.
This one?
Yeah, this one, yeah. Because this is the pancreatic duct, okay, which makes sense because this is the pancreas. This is the common bile duct. Now, there is a different types of ducts in the liver. Okay, this is the gallbladder. Okay, this is the liver, this is the gallbladder. It's the liver that makes the bile, okay? It's not the gallbladder. The gallbladder just stores the bile. We're clear with that because there's a lot of people that misunderstand that. So the gallbladder just stores it. That's why they can take it out in a laparoscopic operation. So this is called the cystic duct. Okay. Then this is called the common hepatic duct on top. Can you see that? This is the cystic duct. Immediately after the gallbladder is the cystic duct. And then on top of it is the common hepatic duct. Remember, common always branches because it branches into the left and right hepatic duct. Okay, lower would be the common bile duct. Okay, got that? Common bile duct meets up with the pancreatic duct, and then becomes this. And then the sphincter itself is called the sphincter of Foley, or the hepatopancreatic sphincter. Okay, and this secretes the enzymes, the digestive enzymes into the
So
body.
the sphincter, is that at the ampulla?
Yes, the ampulla is actually the when this one, you can't see it in this particular model, but when the common bile duct and the pancreatic duct joins together, there's like a binding membrane on the very end, and that's the ampulla. But that's before the duodenum. After the duodenum, there's like an elevated tissue on top of the sphincter. It's called a papilla, duodenal papilla. So, but the hole itself is called, well, the muscle itself is sphinx, which is called the sphincter. Okay? And then going down, don't jump in. What's the next one after duodenum? The junum, okay, where all the absorption comes in, the villi and everything like that. So this would, in this model, it would be this upper portion of the intestines, small intestines. The lower part would be the ileum. So it goes until this part. The most important part would be the last part of the ileum, because it goes into the cecum, which is the first part of the colon. And this valve over here, this is called the ileocecal valve. So this is the ileocecal valve, and this is the vermiform appendix. Okay, so the vermiform appendix is in the right side. Okay, because some people would attach it to this one for some reason. They would think it's always on the left side, but it's on the right side near the cecum. Okay, so this is the cecum, and then the ascending colon, the transverse colon, and the descending colon. Now there's two flexures that you have to remember. The hepatic flexure, because it's near the liver. Okay, so remember, hepatic means liver, hepa means, remember hepa, like hepa A, B means liver, right? So hepatic flexure, flex, it's a bending, right? So the bending in this particular colon is called the hepatic flexure, and then on this side, because the spleen is here, it's called the splenic flexure. Okay? Descending colon, and then this part, there is like an S-shaped part in this one, which is called the sigmoid. Okay, so this part is the sigmoid, where it bends and it looks like an S-shaped intestine. So that's the sigmoid. And then this is the rectum.
Ooh, yay. That's time.
Yeah, so that's why you don't jump in, because you go out here. Yeah. So, and of course, this is the anus, okay? This is the internal sphincter, which is involuntary. Remember she said that? Involuntary. It's the inner. And then the outer, this is the one that you can squeeze. The external sphincters of the anus. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, we're good. Yay.
Let's see the